Beetlejuice. We're talking about Beetlejuice today. As you can see next to me, I only have Colleton. Usually we have 3 guests minimum. However, I'm going to try something to get our 3rd guest in. I'm going to go Jack Jock, Jack Jock, Jack Jock. See if that works. What do you think about that?
I don't think there's anything.
A Jack Jock has appeared.
Crazy.
That is wild. Okay. Fantastic. Love it. All right.
Kind of scary.
Very scary, I would say so. So Beetlejuice. As you can see, I'm quite the fan. I've got Lydia Dietz on my sweatshirt. I've got the handbook for the recently deceased permanently tattooed on my leg.
Bananas.
What did you guys think?
I love this movie, but not enough to get a tattoo. But I respect that. I respect the commitment.
You also have the stuffed animal in your car?
I do, yeah. I have Mr. Maitland in the back of my car. I have a throw pillow on my bed. I'm quite the fan. I'm beautifully set. Yeah.
Right. We'll stop listing merchandise.
Yeah.
Right.
So somehow this movie got a PG rating.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how in the world? Because they use as much profanity as I do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's PG. Absolutely not.
Yeah. They really let Michael Keaton run wild on this one. He had a fantastic performance. He really stood out for me as obviously Beetlejuice.
Oh, I mean, he was kind of a man.
Sure.
What was your guys' favorite part? Give me one scene that you guys love from the movie.
Okay, I can give you one scene I don't really like.
Okay.
All right, let's start there because the movie itself is amazing, but you just don't give enough attention to the beginning part because the way they die is terrible.
You didn't like it? I thought it was funny because I thought it was cheesy.
The whole premise of the movie is that like they're dead and they've got to haunt this family and learn how to be dead. But and it's a great movie. It's like a comedy. It's not like a tragedy.
Right.
But they have to get dead.
Yeah.
So
they don't start dead. Yeah.
They die. And how they die is they're just nicely going in their car and there's a dog in a bridge. And they're like, no, the dog. And then they fall off the bridge and that's it.
Yeah,
dead.
They're the world's happiest couple. And then we see them start this new life together in a new house. And then they drown.
Oh, hey, if only the one died, the other one would have died of a broken heart. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of.
But it's not a tragedy.
No,
it's just like that's a terrible scene.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie's amazing.
I feel like they handle it well because they don't even know they died. They just get out of the car and they're wet, and then time has passed.
Well, and they're in their house, and they're like.
They're in their house. Yeah.
I don't know how we got here. You know.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a great movie. My favorite scene now to talk about that is the waiting room with
with
all the other
the shrunken head and the football team. Yeah, it's great world building in this movie. From the moment that they die, they really establish like when you step out, you're on Jupiter and there's the sandworms, and then there's this bio exorcist, and you can go to the afterlife and you have to get a ticket to wait in line. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Because for me personally, I'm not usually a big fan of like mystical or like maybe not like sci-fi movies necessarily, but like things that are like super fantastical, like very not real. I don't know. This was so funny to me that like I don't know. It breaks the rules. There's an exception to every rule when it comes to like movies, music, all that stuff.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I love the music because music production.
Yeah. Well,
and the table scene, of course.
All right. Yeah. I loved everything with Winona. She was my favorite part of this movie besides Michael. I mean, I guess they're like the 2 main characters. But I don't know. I thought it was solid. It's not my favorite movie, but
I like when they fail at haunting too, because them like waiting with the
goofy,
head and everything.
Yeah.
One thing that really stands out in this week's movies is music, and it's no different in this one. I feel like the score is funky. It goes up and down. It really kind of matches the tone of the movie. Anyway.
So what was your favorite part?
My favorite part.
Because you obviously love this movie.
Oh, it's tough to pick, but I think at the end when Winona she's cool with the Maitlands and they're all living happily, and she wants to be possessed, and she sings "Jump in the Line."
Shake, 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 Sinora, shake your body line. Shake, 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 Sinora, shake it all the time. Work, 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 Sinora, work your body line. Work, 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 Sinora, work it all the time.
Rock your body on time. That's fantastic. That's a classic. So you can watch this movie on HBO Max. It's available on streaming right now. Obviously, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. What do you guys think?
Like 1.5. 1.5.
1.5. Right,
actually, not 1 and 3/4.
1 3/4. All right, fair. Great. All right.
Watch Beetlejuice.
Boom. We're doing The Thing, the movie, not just The Thing. And we have somebody very special that we'd like to welcome back. Everybody, for the first time this semester, and first time a movie Meltdown, Greg.
Oh, I'm back.
I was
You changed
correct.
the name without me?
We did change the name. We pulled the rug out from under you.
That's alright. I'm glad you guys...
We're so happy to have you back, Greg.
Yeah. It's good to be back, seriously.
Fantastic. So we're doing The Thing today. John Carpenter's, I believe it was his second movie after Halloween. What did you guys think before I get a little more into it?
I'd never seen The Thing. I'd seen a couple John Carpenter films. So I actually watched this morning at 4:30.
Nice.
Not a big
Perfect time to watch
fan of, that kind of stuff. And I kept falling asleep, but I woke up when like the alien like finally like came out. No, when the dogs were barking. That's when I woke up and I was like, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" Oh my god, so gross, but good. It's John Carpenter, so.
Yeah, that's really the thing, right? It's like John Carpenter, like at his best. Like he is such like a crazy filmography of like all these really creative movies, and like The Thing is like up there as like one of those that you think of all the time. And like I love this movie because like the paranoia and the tension that everyone talks about, like you don't know who the monster is.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
That's just such like a great premise for like a thriller like this. And like you said, the freaky, like when you see the alien, it's crazy.
It's like no other. They do
like
all practical
the
stuff.
effects are fantastic. I know we were talking about like the 2011 remake. And I think they use like CG with that. Like the practical effects in the 1980s The Thing are like that's like worth watching the movie for. They're
That's
fantastic.
a guy named Rob Bottin. He was the lead on that, and he really put in work on this movie.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
They're disgusting and in the best way.
Yes.
So this actually, this was a flop. This movie, in my opinion, it's John Carpenter's masterpiece. But it came out a week after E.T., and so everybody was really riding the aliens are cool, sweet little funny guys, And then John Carpenter drops this bomb of you can't trust anybody and aliens are gonna eat you, and everybody hated it, and it destroyed his confidence, and he went through a real big rut after Halloween and The Thing.
Yeah, and I think this was like the first film that he did with a major studio,
right?
Because he's like an indie kind of guy, and he made his own like music too. And he works with Kurt Russell, which I think is so cool. First movie that I saw was Big Trouble Little China.
It's where Big Trouble was waiting for Jack Burton.
Who? Jack Burton. Me.
Jack.
Jack.
Jack!
They told him to go to hell.
You make one move.
And that's just where he's going.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, the Kurt Russell relationship's so great. Like he's like, he uses Kurt Russell like perfectly.
Oh, he's prime Kurt Russell in this,
for sure. And also like the score, like John Carpenter makes all his music, like that is like that's like the connective tissue between all his movies.
It's such a perfectly scored movie.
But I actually
and John
think this one,
Carpenter's.
I don't think he did the music for this one.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah, he got some other guy to do it.
Either way, when he's in charge, the score is just gonna hit.
I mean,
it's gonna be fantastic.
He scored like a ton of his movies.
Right. Yeah. Clint Eastwood actually does that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood scores his own.
He does.
music?
Yeah. He's a trained pianist.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, The Thing. What was your guys' favorite or least favorite scene? What stood out?
I guess my least favorite scene, like I said before, it's like when the dogs, they went into the den and they're like, well, what's happening with the dogs? Why are they freaking out? And then you see that one dog just not a dog, that is an alien.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so gross. And I know they use like jelly or something to make it like look weird. And then the worst part is when they shot one of the dogs. But that's because the dog got contaminated. Yeah. So I get it, but it's also
one thing I want to point out: the dog acting. This is the best animal acting I've seen in any movie. Somehow the dogs know what emotion to convey as they're moving through the hallways. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I always think about like the alien scenes, like the scene where the guy's chest opens up.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh my god. And there's like all those crazy scenes, but also like the ending too, like without spoiling it. Just like the
you don't know how it goes.
Is so awesome.
Yeah, I love the this is a little cliche, but the scene where he's testing the blood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They work you so well in that scene. So this, I don't know that it's on streaming right now. It might be on Peacock.
I watched it on Prime, but you gotta
watched
pay.
it on Prime, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have that right here, in editing. Nowhere. Okay.
Just Google
Nowhere.
it. You'll find
All
it.
right. So I'm giving this one 2 thumbs up.
Dude,
What do you
yeah.
guys feel?
2 thumbs up for The Thing, for sure.
A thumb and a half.
Oh,
No,
wow.
below a half. What is
Below
That's
a
like a
half. A
quarter
thumb and
turn
1/4.
down.
1/3?
1/3. All right. That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. And boom. We're in. We're in it.
Yeah.
Blues Brothers. So we had a watch party for this over
We
the
did.
weekend.
That was fun.
Oh my god. I thought Carrie Fisher was the hand of God. Can you make up your mind?
Before we get into some of the more wild theories that we had while watching this movie,
Very wild.
wild theories.
Leave me alone.
Not even like a
No, we'll
wild
talk about
theory,
it.
just
Okay,
like
Right,
we'll
yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Stupid,
Okay.
Let's get some
theory.
let's get some quick
Yeah,
thoughts.
quick
So for
stuff.
me, my favorite movie of all time,
Okay.
Perfect, Flawless. Jay or Alex.
Wow.
Both
Wow.
fan. Sorry.
Really liked
I
it.
got
There were certain parts that were long, but all in all, a great movie. I was laughing a good chunk of it.
All right.
Great movie, great soundtrack. That's it.
I loved it. I thought that the dance scenes were really fun. I thought that all the musical numbers were like insane and so out of pocket. I did not expect them to happen.
Come on, let me see you shake your tail feather. Come on, let me see you shake your tail feather. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah, come on, baby. All right. Yes! Yes! Jesus H. Goddamn Christ! I have seen the light! The band! I want the band!
Half of the
It's
movie
like-
is like, why am I watching this? And then there's just these pockets of, this is the greatest film ever
Correct.
produced.
That's a very
Because
good way to
they have,
describe
what
it.
is it? They have
Hot
James
take.
Brown.
Yeah.
They have
I would
Cab
agree with
Calloway.
that.
It's
Aretha
and they have
Franklin.
Ray Charles. Like
Ray
it's
Charles.
insane. Like
great.
the
Yeah.
lineup.
They go crazy, and I love it. Dan Aykroyd actually wrote the script first, but because he's a crazy person, he couldn't figure out how to get it into script format, so he gave it to John Landis, the director, and he worked it into a legible script.
Okay.
And they went off of this, based off an SNL skit.
Yeah. Oh, I
That kind
didn't
of
know
reminds
that.
me of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, how
Yeah,
Charlie's
right.
completely illiterate and
Yeah.
has to have like other people
Very
write scripts
similar.
for him. You know?
Right.
But
Um,
it's a good movie.
It is a good movie,
It's,
yeah.
it's
I
either
really
like
like
it's an amazing movie or it's like, if you're looking at it
Mhm.
from a film standpoint, it could have been cut so much.
I disagree,
No.
and you're wrong.
No.
Very
So,
well.
Okay.
what we're
Very
going to
well.
do now
Guys,
is,
my
like
opinion
his
is
opinion.
invalid. Thank
if
you
you've
very
seen this
much.
movie, you're aware that Carrie Fisher is in the film. Rest in
Okay.
peace.
Oh my God.
Carrie Fisher is one of my favorite parts of this movie. She shows up at various points to try to kill John Belushi. And it is hilarious.
And it's also very
no words.
obvious that she's trying to kill them.
Right,
Like, it's
very clear.
very,
She
very
shoots a
clear.
bazooka.
She does not
There's a
like
flamethrower.
them.
She's got like an
Bazooka.
M16.
Okay, so this is the first time I've seen this movie. I'd never seen it before. I had no information. And the first time we see Carrie Fisher, maybe like by the second time, I say, because one of the big like excuses that they have for why they do the things they do is they say, we're sent on a mission from God.
Yeah.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So the second time that Carrie Fisher's kind of there, I said, it seems like Carrie Fisher is supposed to be the hand of God.
You didn't just say it once because that would have been fine. You
We said it once.
Just
No,
about
and then
the
you
whole
said it.
movie.
Everyone else
Multiple
said
times
it.
the
Disagree
entire movie.
throughout the
You
film.
kept being like, guys, I just think she's the voice of God.
This is
Okay,
the first time we
that's
watched the
not
movie
my
together, and this will be the last time we watch the
Yeah,
movie
it's
together.
never happening
The
again.
whole
That
movie
is my
was
voice.
with
That
already
is my
written.
voice. Okay, Because here's the
How
thing.
many times have you seen the Blues Brothers?
At least 20.
Have you
was
ever
this
once
the least
thought?
enjoyable
Not a
part?
single
So,
time
okay,
have I ever
okay.
thought that God and Carrie Fisher murderer coincide.
She literally would try to kill them, and
So,
he was
okay.
like, oh, but when the cops went into the building exploded,
So
so
here's
maybe
the thing.
she's defending them.
So
No.
the
No!
reason
Yeah, there was
I
also-
saw that is because the second time it's like Carrie Fisher is like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, she's doing something that's helping. It is helping overall in the plot. So I was like, oh, she's blowing up the building because the cops don't see them. Instead, it's they, like everything.
I'm
is
gonna
to
cut you
help
off there.
their story.
I'm gonna cut you off there.
Whatever.
It's
Nobody
if you want more of DM Alex, he'll talk to you about it.
DM
It's
Alex.
outrageous,
I just
and I
have to
hate
say-
it.
We will throw in his Instagram right here.
I just have to say,
DM him.
one more thing.
Izzo's gotta go.
The fact that even after that, like if that was like the only instance where you were like, okay, I think that Carrie Fisher is the hand of God, then it would be fine. But then the next thing where she blows up the telephone booth with both of
Carrie
them
Fisher's
in it.
evil. We get it. Well, not
No,
really. No. Hold on, cut it.
When she blows up the booth, you were still like, I think she still could be the hand of God.
All right, you know what?
It doesn't
We're
matter.
forgetting
Doesn't
this.
matter.
Listen, okay.
We're
What do we
moving
think
on.
of the movie?
Whoa, yeah.
Okay, so the musicals, obviously, they come out of nowhere.
Okay,
They're
thumbs up.
fantastic.
Hit it.
Out of nowhere, they're just at a diner, and then Aretha Franklin starts screaming, singing.
That's
It's
not number one.
fantastic.
So good.
That's not out of nowhere.
Oh, shut up, woman.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on back way. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than
It's not out of nowhere. It's
Yeah,
the conversation
I
leads
think-
into
I
it,
think
but they're
the-
just like talking
the
like me and you.
context-
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I just started going, think.
You probably
And then-
would,
yeah.
Doug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The
All right.
context in which you watch the movie is gonna depend on how
Very
you enjoy
important,
it.
yeah.
If you're watching it looking for a cinematic masterpiece with expert filmmaking,
You're gonna
You're
get
gonna
it.
love
You're
it.
gonna get
You're gonna love it.
no.
All right, so-
but you're gonna if you're watching it just to have fun, like you someone mentioned summer movie, that might have been you, Ashley.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
it. This
Yeah,
is
it was
it.
Ashley and Doug.
Just relax, have fun. Let's give it some thumbs.
I was gonna say, should we do a rating system?
Yeah.
If you want to
Ready?
enjoy life, you're gonna like the movie. If
All
you're a
right.
hater,
Okay,
You
so
know what?
maybe before we rush to the thumbs up system, we should
There's
say
been
where to
6
find the
minutes.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so
I
this
was aware of
movie,
that.
you can find it on DVD at House of Blues. Unfortunately, you need a DVD player.
You can also just
which-
watch it with Doug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
watch
watch it
with
with me at
Doug.
any point.
Yeah,
I'll
watch
find a
with
way
Doug.
to watch it.
DM, we'll put up Doug's Instagram.
Yeah,
No,
DM.
so regular streaming
This
services.
movie, may I
Right.
also point out, it made. I remember when you cried in that one.
I
scene.
do remember when
Did
you
I cry?
cried.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
Jamie,
I probably
can we
cried,
pull up
yeah.
the
We'll
video
play it
of
right
him
now.
crying?
Fine, I'm fine. Are you filming? Stop.
Crying, I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jamie. Anyway,
Oh, that was so sad.
It was so sad.
yeah, you can get it on Prime. Other than that, it filters back
Regular-
and forth.
yeah,
It's been on
regular
HBO Max.
renting,
It's been
yeah,
on
regular
Peacock.
renting.
You gotta just find it at whatever time
Just
it's
find
on.
it, hunt it down.
Really, if you just Google where to watch any movie, you can find it.
Right.
Anyway,
Thumbs?
2 thumbs up, and then my feet are up too.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
gonna go
just
with
the extra foot.
Yeah.
The Doug
the extra foot.
The
I'm
rare
gonna
Doug
just go with
foot.
And James is the only hater.
What a Debbie Downer, and I do mean Debbie. Look at that dress.
This
that
is the
might
last
be our
episode of Movie
transition.
Meltdown, so thank you for watching.
Yeah,
For
this
this
is the
season,
last
for this
season.
season.
We'll see you next
But
time.
there's still a couple more
still have,
segments, so don't
multiple-
leave.
Yeah, but you
just
guys
yet.
won't be here.
Yeah, don't leave just yet. A couple more seconds.
The bear. Do you see the light? The bear. Do you see the light? What light?
And now we're going to be talking about 80s remakes. So, like, 80s movies that were currently remade into new movies. So, the first one we're going to bring up is It. Did you watch the old It?
I've never watched the old one.
Really? Oh my god, I love the old It movies, and they had it like as more of a mini series, so it wasn't
Right,
really like
yeah.
a movie series. But I feel like the newer versions of the movies, they do successfully portray the story, and I feel like it's one of the only remakes that I like genuinely enjoy. The cast is really fun. You can see like they have a really strong dynamic with each other, which I really enjoyed. Did you watch the new It or
the new It? Yes, but I haven't watched like the sequels and everything.
like It 1 and It 2?
Yeah.
It 2 I didn't like. I didn't like It 2 at all because it was like they're adults now and the whole thing was like, oh, we gotta find things from your childhood so we can defeat Pennywise with the power of friendship. And I was like, you're grown adults.
Is that how far the Stephen King book goes?
Yeah, it's like, so the Stephen King book is actually separated from like It Part 1 and It Part 2. So it is separated like that, but it's just like, it's so weird. And also, fun fact about It, he was high while writing the ending of it. And the whole thing is like, there's like a turtle and it's like a mystic turtle. And I think that like Pennywise is a mystic turtle. Like I think that was the whole thing. It's so weird and it's just not good. Like, the ending of the book is not good. I don't like the It book because they also have, like, really weird scenes in it that I don't appreciate. Okay, so this is what the It new movie looks like. Next slide. Ghostbusters. You've watched all the Ghostbusters movies, right?
I have watched all the Ghostbusters.
How do you feel about, like, the remakes and stuff?
Ghostbusters movies are amazing. I don't think they needed to be touched.
Yeah.
But I do like the world that they were made in. So I think I was open to exploring that a little bit more. And the first remake, which was the all-female Ghostbusters.
If we actually click here, you'll see the all-female... Okay, so, yeah, the all-female Ghostbusters. I hated this movie. I hated it so much. And not because I hate women. I'm not James.
Guys, this is just a disclaimer. I think Madonna has more merits than just the fact that she is beautiful.
But it's just... I did not enjoy this movie at all. It felt like a complete remake of the original, but like less funny and like less enjoyable. Like, I don't know, like I just didn't like it.
I wanted to like this movie.
I really wanted
Leslie
to.
Jones, I wanted, and then Chris Hemsworth as the secretary. That was also, but
it just wasn't good. Like, I tried so hard to like it.
And it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
It was.
And then the newest one, which is Afterlife, I think. If we click, we'll see Afterlife.
Or not.
Or not. Like, it's fine. Like, we don't have to see Afterlife. But I feel like it kind of just felt like you put a lot of famous cameos in it, and like that makes a good movie. I don't know. Like, I didn't like it. I wasn't too into it. What about you?
No, I don't think it's a movie I have to rewatch. I think it was fine.
Yeah.
But I don't
More
know.
enjoyable than the all-female one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing's gonna beat the
Original
80s
one.
Ghostbusters, and I don't think anything should try.
Mhm.
So I guess I like seeing the world again, but that's about it.
Yeah. This one is Heathers. Heathers is my favorite 80s movie of all time. I love it so much. It has such a good cast. The dynamics between all the characters are so good. But when they remade it, they tried to remake it into a TV show. But what they wanted to do, if you'll click it, you'll see what the new Heathers look like. They tried to make it so it was like more body positive. So they had like different body types. They had one of them be a gay male. And it's just like the whole point of Heathers was that they were supposed to be these unreachable stereotypes that everyone wanted to be like and everyone wanted to look like. So you kind of defeat the whole purpose of the movie by making them into like a minority. Like you kind of like, you gotta have them be like the stereotypical girls that everyone wants to be, but that's just not what they are in this new movie. And they also have Veronica played by like a basic blonde girl. And I was like, come on, Winona Ryder was Veronica. And it makes me so mad. She's so good. I don't remember what the next one was, but I'm sure when this is clicked. So that's what they look like in the new one. Very different than how the original Heathers look.
Yeah, having no knowledge about Heathers or either 2 or 1 or series.
Mean Girls was actually based off of Heathers. So it's known as Heathers Without the Murder. Because Heathers, you know, there's a lot of murder in it.
No, I don't know.
Well, yeah. But they kind of just like took the entire point of the movie and got rid of it. I really liked the Annie remake.
I did too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was like necessary. I think
No.
you kind of you got it in the first one, but I did actually. Well, it's been a while since I've seen the Annie remake, but I did like it.
I thought her dad was hot.
I don't remember her dad.
Let's go to the next slide so you can see her dad.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
Dude, he was so hot. Oh, that was why I like the movie. Evil Dead is my favorite horror movie of all time. It's a trilogy. First one, not that good. Second one, phenomenal. Third one, also really good. But what they did was they remade it, so it was actually scary.
Did they remake it from the first one?
Yes, but then they continued and like used like a different plot line now, but they remade the first one and it's just like they made it actually scary when like the original series is so goofy and stupid. Like it's literally like there's a part where his hand gets infected and it starts grabbing plates and like throwing them at him and like he flips himself over and like it's so stupid and ridiculous. There's a scene where he's going crazy and he starts dancing with a lampshade and like this horse head is laughing at him. It's so stupid, but then the new one is horrifying. Like, it's so scary and it's so unnecessary. They basically took the name of Evil Dead and were like, we could get people to watch this because of it. And I've heard, like, a lot of people have said, like, oh, since they watched the original Evil Dead series, they refuse to watch the new ones because it just ruins it.
So, you think maybe the Evil Dead remakes would be an okay horror film if it wasn't
absolutely
tied to Evil Dead?
Yeah. That's the same thing with, like, this is off topic, but it's to the last episode. American Psycho. There was an American Psycho 2, and it's so bad. And the only reason that it was American Psycho 2 was because they wanted the name, so then people would watch it. But it has nothing to do with American Psycho. It's just like a terrible remake that was so unnecessary. But it would have been good if it wasn't American Psycho. And that's the same thing with Evil Dead.
So, warning to people trying to remake movies. Why?
Don't do it.
Necessary?
It's not.
Doesn't need to be in the same universe.
Exactly.
Are you sure?
So that's the message of this, and on to the last and final segment. Whoop!
Dungeons and Dragons!
Yeah!
No. We're keeping that in.
Organic, yeah. Dungeons and Dragons.
What'd you think, buddy?
It was good.
Good?
It was just about good.
I mean,
it wasn't something special.
Yeah.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I have played 232 sessions of Dungeons and Dragons.
Nerd.
They are 4 hours each. I'm very proud of it.
I had a good time though. I mean, just sitting in the theater, it's a good little theater movie.
I mean,
go watch it on a Saturday. You know.
I was kind of sick of just watching Marvel movies
right,
to have
yeah.
like a fun experience at the movies.
Remakes and sequels.
Ah,
and just,
my God, you know.
Yeah,
also,
and now we get Chris Pine playing a lute, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, boy, I really thought the strong suit of this movie, I said that last time too, we'll throw up the definition again, was because of the actors. Like, they did really
Great
well.
performances, yeah.
Chris Pine is just perfect casting.
I mean, this is easy to make cheesy, you know.
Easy to be cheesy.
Easy to be cheesy, and not the good kind, but this is the good kind, you know. Michelle Rodriguez, I like that she's playing like the... Emerald, yeah, playing
as I call her,
playing like the kind of dumb like brute character. She does fantastic.
Yeah, they do it well where they could just they follow the how D&D sessions go a little bit without like alienating a lot of the audience.
Okay.
So you could just like each member gets their own little backstory and their own motivations, and it's just the power of teamwork.
Power of friendship.
It's just a simple little fun romp with actually genuinely funny moments, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's hard like to get a genuinely funny moment in a movie nowadays, and they do well. Justice Smith, he was in Jurassic World, right? Like in the sequel.
I did not watch those godforsaken movies.
I freaking hated it, and he made me hate him. And he really redeemed himself in this movie. He's a funny little guy. He does magic, and he's not great at it.
Breakout star is Roger Jean-Page. He's French, you know.
Yeah.
He plays a paladin. He's in it for just like a little bit of the movie, but he's funny.
He just kind of helps you as you go.
The whole time, he's just.
Yeah, he plays it super straight and like literal.
Literal.
Yeah, literal. He does fantastic. Hugh Grant, you know, he's Hugh Grant. I'm gonna love Hugh Grant no matter what he does.
And that's the whole cast. And they're all. And Sophia Lillis.
She's there.
She's there.
She does it.
She's the weakest in my opinion. But you know, it's just a fun time. Go to the movies, eat some popcorn, watch some D&D, then play some D&D. We should play some D&D.
We should play some D&D. What would my character be? What is your character?
I play many, but typically I'm the dungeon master. But the one that my favorite is a monk, which is not featured in this movie. You know,
so you're a peaceful nerd.
Yeah, I'm a peaceful nerd.
Punching isn't really peaceful though.
Well, you know.
In my experience, monks.
It's more like a Bruce Lee type of monk.
Oh, it's a Bruce Lee monk. I think that's just racist. He wasn't a monk.
He wasn't, but the abilities are. We're cutting it out. Anyways, go play Dungeons and Dragons, and you would. Oh, you
What would my character be, right?
You're very capable. You're very put together. I would say you would be an expert fighter, and maybe you would be an orc.
Want to be an orc?
An orcish fighter.
Do I look like an orc, or am I just giving orc vibes?
Refuse to comment. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Coming for this final episode of Movie Meltdown. We'll see you next semester, right, Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have lots more guests. We'll have lots more shows. We'll have lots more.
It's gonna be great.
Less dresses.
We're gonna have Steven Spielberg on.
Yes.
We do have that locked in. Stay tuned. That is a promise. If you come watch.
Now, and just for the end, a little surprise. We're gonna bring in Nicole. Go
Nicole!
Hi, Nicole. Hi.
Nicole
Say
is
bye.
back.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Boom.
Can you Dougie Doug?
Ooh, teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. No, I can't Dougie.
You okay?
All right.